Oh my goodness, we're live again. Welcome everybody to the big show. It's your buddy Bruce here, traveling with Bruce from Calgary, Alberta, a secret hotel location. Jennifer and I, we're homeless and we're shagging out at hotels here, hiding, from all the authorities. How you doing out there? Welcome to the broadcast tonight. Tell me where are you guys located, and what's your high temperature today? What was gas in your neighborhood priced at? Is it coming down? Hopefully it is. Crossing our fingers. We got to 81 today here in Calgary for our friends in the Fahrenheit world. I think we hit 22 or 23 Celsius today, something like that. Maybe even more. 81. That might have been a bit more. But it was warm, but it wasn't like blistering hot. It's a dry heat here too. We're up on elevation, 3,800 feet, so we don't get that hot, muggy kind of, New York, Boston, Mississippi weather. We don't get that, so we're happy. But gas is coming down. The lowest price I've paid is 134 a liter here in Canada, and that would be about a little over $1 a liter American, and that would be 370 for a US gallon, 375. Just to kind of give you an idea what we're paying for gas or have been able to pay for gas here so far. It's still dropping, and today apparently oil dropped again today, so nice. Welcome one, welcome all from around the world. Those of you who are able to give us a thumbs up, so if you're willing to do that, let me know what number you are so we can keep track how many we're getting. We're already into the double digits on the thumbs ups, well into the double digits. Hoping to hit 100 today. And thank you everybody for being here. Ken Kareka is here. Good evening, Bruce, and all from Saginaw, Michigan. The temperature is 74 and sunny. That sounds pretty nice. Gasoline, 384 a gallon for regular, Janet and Ken. So that's well under 4 and falling. Nathan, great sponsor member show. Love those sponsor member shows, Bruce. Low 80s today in Asheville, mid 70s by the end of the week. Gas 349 is at the lowest, and it's up to 409 for the highest. Nathan is number 7, thumbs ups. Ken, number 5. And then we have, let's see here, Eddie Albert, number 10. Robert Mello, hello all. Bob from Connecticut is in the house. How you doing there, buddy? Eddie, Charlotte, North Carolina was hot today, but we did get thunderstorms. That cools things off. Back to the 70s, says Eddie. Stephen Butler, hi, Stephen, of 94 degrees. Gas is 349 a gallon. I'm headed to Duluth and the North Shore of Minnesota real soon, where we'll be in the 70s. It was 61 degrees there today. Number 10 thumbs ups or less on the like button. Thank you for being here, man. Great to have you. Eddie, 369 in Charlotte for us. Gas. Jeannie is here. Hello again, Bruce. We're back for the big show. Gas is under $4 a gallon, but driving a hybrid. We only fill up every other month and use our grocery bucks on Wednesday and get 30 cents off per gallon. That is a beautiful way to go. Well done from East Tennessee. Jeannie and Bill are here for the big show. Rocky is in the house. Hey, Rocky, buddy, what's going on? Hi, Bruce. Thumbs ups. Number 6, temperature has cooled off in Chesapeake in Southwest Virginia. 67 Fahrenheit. That's quite pleasant. High was 75. Gas, 373 again, coming down. Tiff and Dre TV, they're here. Greetings from our channel to yours. Welcome all from around the world, all fellow YouTubers. Welcome all. Nice to have you here. Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. Stephen Butler, 94 degrees, gas 349, headed to Duluth. And we're all good there. That's the same message. Patrick Bagnall, how you doing, man? Number 12 thumbs ups, 349 for gas. 70 in rain where I'm hanging out. Brittany Anderson is here. Hello there. Hi, Bruce and all. Just listening in as I work on my third image Harry Potter jigsaw puzzle. I'm way in 60% done yet, not quite 50% done. You're working on it, Brittany. Keep it going. Robert Blend, hey, buddy. Hello from Boston. It's 11. I'm number 11, thumbs up. Gas is still high at 421. Just returned from my wonderful Bermuda cruise. And where are you now? We're in Calgary, hiding out in a hotel here. We are plotting our next getaway. We are also awaiting more updates for Jennifer and her hip. So that's happening this week as well. And we'll see where we end up going from here. But the big picture for us, we're looking to be in the December range, somewhere in December, back to California for the winter. So working on that, working on this channel, working on the other channel. This channel, by the way, celebrated its 5th birthday 3 days ago. 3 days ago, this channel was officially 5 years old. August the 12th, 2017, from Creston is where this channel started. And here we are 5 years later. Unbelievable. Sandy Hill Homestead, a Shady Hill Homestead. Hi there. Hello, Bruce. I am number 23 on the thumbs ups meter tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Eddie Albert is saying you and Jen are scallywags. Well, we're out there. Oh, we're hiding from everybody. You know, we're on the run. Eddie, you and Jen are scallywags. We're having a great time. You know, it's great to be in Calgary. Our daughter's here. We have friends here, relatives here. So, you know, that's easy. We have relatives nearby. But it is the summertime. This is the best time of the year for this town. You know, June, July, August, very nice. September, it begins to cool off. October, kind of that fall sort of 40s, 50s, 60s weather. And then starting in November, we don't know. We can be very nice and warm, or we can be very nasty and cold. So we don't want to be around for too much of that. John Weir, Bruce, hi from Oquawka, Illinois. Welcome, John, and thank you for that. As always, good to have you here, buddy. Nikki, greetings from Jacksonville, Florida. It's 83 degrees here right now, high of 91 today. We saw gas at $3.49 a gallon today, so it is coming back, thankfully. And oil dropped today, $2.50 again. Don't be surprised if these prices drop another 30 to 50 cents a gallon all over the USA. They are going to keep coming down from what I can tell. Robert, you can run, but you can't hide. That's right. Can't get away from this gang of mine. Ms. M, happy 5th, Bruce. Thank you. 5 years as a YouTuber. My gosh. Sharon, quick hi. I'm busy with work tonight. Have a great one. Sharon, you take care. She's number 28 on the meter, folks. If you can give us a thumbs up and join Sharon and join Eddie and Shady Hill and everyone else, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. We're getting those thumbs ups in here as quick as we can, letting YouTube know we're on the air. We're an engaging channel. We have a lot of back and forth with our viewers, the kind of channel YouTube loves to promote to new viewers, and we thank you for helping people come to the big show. It's great that you're all here. What do we got here? Oh, Manuel Cake Daddy Pruitt is in the house. How you doing tonight? Hello from Dallas, Bruce, and everyone. $3.19 for gas, $3.09 with my Walmart discount. How about that? 95 degrees, and congratulations on 5 years of being a YouTuber. We've had a lot of fun in 5 years. A lot of changes have happened in 5 years. Of course, we started the channel when we were living in Creston, British Columbia. We sold that house almost a year ago. It's coming up to almost a year that we sold the house. And we've been homeless since. Amazing. A lot of traveling and just exploring and doing what we're doing. It's amazing. Ms. M, gas is still $1.88 a liter in Maple Ridge. Oh, my gosh. That is still about probably about $1.30 American, I would say. Oh, no, that'd be about $1.40 American. And if you take $1.40 times 3.7, that's an American gallon of gas. So, yeah, $4.20 plus Ooh, over $5 a gallon. That's over $5 a gallon for a gallon, a US gallon of gas. Wow. Brittany, I have different chunks of it together. This puzzle I'm working on, one sizable chunk in place. Got another smaller chunk in place over here. I got three other chunks not in place. Other pieces not put together yet. You know what I always love doing, Brittany, when I do a puzzle, a jigsaw puzzle, I love doing the edges first. I love doing all the outsides. I do that first, and I try to fill it in from there. But that's just my style. Nikki Singleton, number 30 on the thumbs up meter. Ms. M, I'm 31. Bruce, thank you. Kevin Chapman is in the house. He also believes he's number 31. He could be 30, 31, 32. Greetings from a very pleasant 80-degree central New Jersey. Eddie, how is Jen's knee and hip? What is the update? Jen sees her doctor tomorrow. So we'll have another medical visit and update from there, and hopefully we move forward from that. I'm sure we will be moving forward from that. Ms. M, it's also 31 Celsius here. It's also warm. Now, let me know if you'd like. Tell me, what is your next cruise that you guys have planned? What ship are you on? When is your cruise leaving, and where are you going? Let us know if you'd like to share with us your next cruise that you have got plotted out. And if you've got 2 plotted out or 3, let us know that. We all love to drool over everybody's cruises coming up. So fantastic. News today, cruise and travel news today. What I have is this morning, there was a press release made by Royal Caribbean. And it came out that Royal Caribbean was talking about issuing a new bond, senior note, to raise another $1 billion in cash. And that came out before the market opened today, and the shares were down a little on that news, but not too much. And then this afternoon, they made an update to that announcement. They have lifted the size of the offering. Instead of raising $1 billion, they're now talking about raising $1.25 billion. But what surprised me wasn't the fact that they were raising another $250 million. What surprised me was the interest rate that they have agreed to pay for $1.25 billion. This is, I believe, a note that could last between up to 7 years in length. I'm not sure if it's exactly 7, but it could be that long. The interest rate that they're paying, 11.625% per year. 11 5/8% interest is what Royal Caribbean has to pay now in interest on a $1.25 billion note. Now, they owe, I'm guessing, over $30 billion in total. It's over 30 billion, might be 35 billion. And from what I understood on this offering announcement today was that they were going to use some of that money to pay off older debt that they took out a few years ago. Quite normal. They do this all the time. But I would not be surprised that the debt they're paying off, it's due now. They have to come up with the whole amount because they just pay interest. All you do is you pay interest on the money and you pay the money back at the end of the note. It's like a balloon payment. I bet you they were paying 4 to 5% interest on the money that they had to pay back. And I think it's 500 to 600 million. They made their payment every year in interest. They paid the interest all the time. And now they're finishing it off. So with a $1.25 billion cash injection and offloading 500 or 600 billion, they're going to be left with 700, 600 million in fresh additional cash in their account, which is what they have to do. They have to keep liquidity at a certain level because every month they are losing a couple of $100 million. They are losing a lot of money, even now, still losing. Keep in mind that when they float their ships out there and put them full of people, half the ships right now, half the passengers, I'm going to guess, are sailing on credit, cruise credits they had for the last 2 years when they had all those canceled cruises. A lot of these passengers got their, they instead of taking a refund, They kept the money with Royal Caribbean, and Royal Caribbean gave them 20% more as a cruise credit gift to use on your next cruise. And then a year ago, Royal Caribbean came out with all kinds of cruise deals with all kinds of perks to get you to book and keep your money with them. They were handing out drink packages, included tipping was included, all the gratuities, all these extra charges were being offered. They were offering, a $300 cruise credit additionally on top of everything else. Use whatever any way you want. And so I would bet you that only half the passengers on Royal Caribbean ships, even now, are paying with fresh cash for these cruises. The rest are using credits, and that's why they're still raising money every time, more than they need to pay off and roll over the old debt into a new series of loans. 11.625 interest rate. That's much higher than you and I would have to pay if we went in for a car loan. I don't think your banker would ask you to pay 11.58% interest for a car loan right now. Just to know, another thing you should know, it's been about a year now. All three major cruise lines that are publicly traded, so that's Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, and Carnival, all the debts that they have, all the bonds they've issued, which total now about $100 billion in debt, it's all rated as junk bonds. And the problem with junk bonds is that, like Royal Caribbean today, when they issued this note, it sounds great, 11.58% interest. You would think that pension funds would jump on this to bring in 11.58% interest on their money, but they can't buy this bond. They're not allowed to. Most pension funds, I'd say 95% of pension funds and then a lot of hedge funds and mutual funds, they're forbidden by their clients and by their charters to own any junk bonds in their portfolios. Too risky. There wouldn't surprise me that some of the cruise lines bonds that are out there, the 100 billion worth, are held by the odd fund here and there, but when they were originally purchased, they weren't junk bonds. They became junk bonds as the lines kept borrowing more and more money. They used to only owe about $30 billion. Now they owe over $100 billion. And so most of the funds out there, if they do still own any of these bonds anymore, they've purchased insurance to be sure that they will get their principal back, which means they're coughing up most of the interest they're getting. Because remember, when they bought these bonds, they were probably only paying 4 or 5% interest. They're probably paying 2 to 3% interest, 2 to 3% of the value of the bonds every year in insurance to be sure that their principal is protected for their clients, their retirees. So, from what I understand today, the Royal Caribbean bond that was issued for $1.25 billion was issued and sold to a private investor. Now, that could well be the original family that founded the company way back when. It could be a very wealthy individual. It could be a very large private hedge fund that has 25 backers that have each put in $200 million. It's a $5 billion fund. It could well be something of that caliber, but the interest rate, 11.58%, that tells me they were having trouble finding a buyer for this debt offering, and they had to offer 11.58% interest to attract the $1.25 billion. They will need to raise another 8 to 10 billion in the next 12 months to roll over the debt they've got to roll over, probably 5-6 billion, and they need additional cash. So they might issue 8 to 10 billion more bonds in chunks throughout the next 12 months, and it'll be at rates that could be higher than this, even worse than this. 12, 13, 14% might be the new normal for Royal Caribbean. You can count on it for Norwegian. and you can count on it for Carnival. They will also have to pay much higher interest rates from private sources to keep it going because they can't really sell enough shares into the market. They probably haven't got any stock brokerage firms that are lined up to buy their stock. Even with Royal Caribbean around $40 a share, if they sold 1 million shares, they'd get $40 million. If they sold 10 million shares, they get $400 million. To get 1.25, they have to sell 30 million shares of the company from Treasury. That is a huge dilution, and that would cause the stock to probably drop to $32 from 40. Not good idea. So it's they're in a tough spot, and we're going to see how this all works out here going forward. Interesting stuff. Brittany, edges have been completed on my jigsaw puzzle. That is why I'm saying I have chunks in place. Well, there you go. Juicy Android, Bruce. Thank you for being here, Juicy Android, one of my viewers from Stock Markers with Bruce. Number 35 thumbs ups. Welcome to the big show here. Eddie, Celebrity Equinox on October the 6th. I'm on that ship for 9 days, says Eddie Albert. That is the next cruise in Eddie Albert's life. Brittany, before I forget, it's a 500-piecer. That's a big one there, Brittany. You got work to do. Ms. M, the next cruise, 2024 for us. It's on the Norwegian Viva out of San Juan to Great Caribbean ports. That should be fun. Kirk Brunson. Hey, Bruce and TW family. Kirk from New York is here, and I'm still at work. Check out Kirk Brunson's YouTube and Facebook channel if you get the chance. Ann Rogers just got back from a cruise on the Celebrity Equinox on the weekend. It was wonderful. We have a 10-night cruise on the Celebrity Edge, Italy and France, October 14th. 2022 coming up, and that's not too long from now. This is August, September, October, 2 months. Ooh, and way to go. That's going to be fun. Way to go, Ann. Jeannie, Brittany, I do jigsaw HD puzzles on my iPad. The cats can't mess with the pieces. Lots of free puzzles every week. Manuel Cake Daddy Pruitt, 67 days until our 4th sailing on the Vista, Carnival Vista. 4 more booked after that. The Vista in February, Mardi Gras in May, the Jubilee in November. That's our 2nd sailing. And the Jubilee, February 2024, the brand new one. That's going to be great, man. Eddie, sounds like they need to pay for a new ship. That's big money. Kate PM. How you doing, Kate PM? Number 35 thumbs ups. We leave for Barcelona at the end of September. We're going to go on our Norwegian epic cruise to Cannes, Livorno, Naples, Sicily, Montenegro, Mykonos, Santorini, Athens, Corfu, and ending in Rome for a few extra days. Barcelona to Rome, through Greece, Italy. You got to love this. That is going to be fantastic. End of September, it's still warm. Fantastic. Kate, well done. Thank you for number 35 thumbs ups. I appreciate it, and have a great time. I was on the Epic with Jennifer. We did, I think it was a 9-day cruise back in 2015, and we loved it. We were Miami to Miami return, but we stopped in Ocho Rios and Grand Cayman, and we ended up in Mexico. Is it Costa Maya? I'm trying to remember. Getting old, but it was fun. Miss cruising. Eddie Albert, build those new ships. Mikey is here. Mikey Pitt, number 1 guy. I own 220 shares in Norwegian. I got 250 shares in Carnival and 100 in Royal Caribbean. So you qualify for cruise credits every time you go on a cruise. Right on. Jeannie, a Royal Caribbean 11.85 is worse than Tennessee's 9.715 sales tax. Yikes. Yeah, it's up there. Mikey, the bad thing is I got Norwegian at $21. That is the bad thing, unfortunately. Yeah, Norwegian had to raise cash, and Carnival does this all the time. These guys are constantly coming to the markets to try to raise fresh capital and keep their balance sheets full of money. That is the way it is. Ms. M, I am the 46th thumbs up right now. And you need 54 to go, Bruce, to hit 100 thumbs ups. I see 47. We need 53 more. Thank you, everybody. If you can hit that thumbs up for us, hit that thumbs up logo down there and get us as close to 100 as possible. I always hit 100 thumbs ups with the rerun crowd because a lot of folks can't watch me live, and they let us know with the email. They send us emails and messages going, just want to let you know I'm your 98 thumbs up, or I'm your 115 thumbs up. And I appreciate all of you on the rerun helping us out. If you're ever bored, you got nothing to do, you're just hanging around the house and you're wondering, what could I do that's productive? Go to this channel, go to every video I've ever made, and just give me a thumbs up. Just watch it for a minute or two and a second or two and give me a thumbs up. Go to the next one. You wanted something to do. I'm trying to help you out here. Julie Dahl, how you doing? Cruise stocks. Oh my, those cruise stocks. Manuel Cake Daddy, what's your outlook on Carnival and Royal Caribbean stock prices? Well, I have been saying since the 90s when Royal Caribbean was in the $90 range, 4 months ago, I was saying there's no way those shares are going to stay there. There's just no way. And sure enough, I was right. I told people to buy put contracts and profit on the way down, and a few of my viewers did that. Now they're on the 40 mark, 42 mark, and I'm thinking more in the lower 20s is kind of where they belong. But there's a strong, loyal following of shareholders. On Carnival and Norwegian, they're in this 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or have been in that range lately. Let me double check now where they ended up here today, if I can get my machine to work properly. Royal Caribbean ended up at $42.39, Norwegian $14.16, and Carnival at $10.71. Carnival and Norwegian, this is the neighborhood. 8 to 12 would be kind of what I would expect them to be hanging around at, and then a Royal would be maybe around 20, 22. Unfortunately, none of them are making money. They believe they can turn the tide, that they can turn the corner. They're thinking and they're hoping that they can turn the corner in the next couple of quarters. What they need, though, is to keep sailing, keep filling their ships up, convince people to come on cruise ships stacked to the rafters with passengers, and hopefully we don't get massive outbreaks of the virus. This is the wild card that dictates the future of this business for a while. Ms. M, happy 5th birthday. Thank you, Ms. M. Just so you know, those of you who've just joined us, been here a little while, we celebrated this channel's 5th birthday 3 days ago. August the 12th was the 5th birthday of this channel's creation. And I have to thank many of you for this. Many of you have been watching me for years and years, and I so appreciate it. 5 years as a YouTuber overall. The other channel I have, Stock Markets with Bruce, that was created 2 years and a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, so about 26 months ago. And thank you all for watching one or the other or both. Do appreciate it. It's been an interesting ride, to say the least, for Jennifer and I, that's for sure. Robert, Mexican Riviera on the NCL Bliss out of Los Angeles in December. That is my next cruise. Let me know, what's your next cruise, everybody? Tell us, where are you going and what ship are you taking? How is NCL affording their new Prima class ships? At least 3 of them in the next 2 years. Epic is a terrific ship. I suspect, Robert, what happens is they don't pay any money while the ships are being built. They actually borrow the money. They actually are on the hook for the loan of the ship when they get the possession after sea trials. And within a week or two of that possession date, they have paying passengers coming on the ship. And what they're doing is they are pre-selling a year in advance the earliest cruises on these ships. And so they'll offer 6 months of cruises a year before the ship is even delivered, to get the cash in, to get the flow going already before they take the keys to get going. That's how they do it. Julie, cruise companies are poor investments on a theoretical valuation. I agree with that right now. They're not a very good idea. Donnell, good day, Bruce, and all. Donnell is here from Cork, Ireland. My internet connection is giving me some trouble, so I know I'm not thumbs up number 21. You were frozen on my screen for 5 minutes earlier. Hope you warm up ASAP. Laughing out loud. 60 Fahrenheit and humid here. Thank you, Donnell from Cork, and thank you as always for being a follower and a supporter of this channel. He is a sponsor member of this channel. Mikey Pitt, hey Bruce, can you make a video about cruise ships that will be retiring soon? Geez, I hadn't thought of that. I have to look into that. Jeff, Carnival quietly removed half their fleet from security on rollover of loans from mid last year, presumably so they could keep sailing if they hit a financial brick wall. Interesting stuff. It's also possible that they were probably able to raise money against newer ships, and they just took the old ships off because nobody wants them as collateral, because nobody wants to repossess these ships. If they don't make payments, the oldest ships in the fleet, nobody wants them. Like the bankers going, I don't want that thing. I'd rather lend you money on spec at a higher interest rate than have that ship as collateral, because if you don't pay, I have to take that ship, and I don't want it, because every month to keep it parked somewhere is going to cost me $100,000 a month, and I don't want that either. It's interesting. Anna Diaz, it's 98 here in Los Angeles. Gas is $5.19 a gallon. That sounds like LA from a price of gas, but on the temperature side, that's a bit hot. Isn't that something? Jeannie, next cruise, Celebrity Equinox, April 2023, ABC Islands. Nice. Clifford Sayers, Aruba in January on the Norwegian Dawn. Oh, that's going to be nice. Jeff Gunter, 54 here, Bruce. Thanks for being there. Thank you, Jeff, for being here too. Appreciate all of you for popping in to see us, and these thumbs ups you're giving us. We have 57 thumbs ups. We have passed the halfway mark for 100 thumbs ups today. We only need 43 more, and they're coming in pretty steady. Thank you, everybody. If you're able to give us a thumbs up, please do let us know what number you are so we can keep track of how we're doing on the thumbs ups meter tonight. Thank you. So more cruise news for you. Some more news. Apparently out of Ensenada, Mexico. 2 cruise ships, the Carnival Radiance and the Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas. They were both expected to go to Ensenada. They both canceled their port stop in Ensenada due to passenger safety concerns. The area in that Baja Peninsula region is having problems with gang violence. Some nightclubs have been firebombed. Restaurants have been set on fire. There's all kinds of gang violence going on. It's unpredictable, and the cruise lines are saying there is no damn way we're bringing any of our ships to the port. We're not going to allow any passenger to get off the ships here right at this time. The U.S. State Department has told its State Department employees, if you're working on behalf of the U.S. government, they are telling them that they should shelter in place in the evenings. Do not go out at all in the daytime. You have to be extremely careful. They are really warning people not to go out. It is that unstable in this Baja Peninsula region that Ensenada is part of. That just came out today. Interesting stuff. Other cruise news that's constantly coming up again and again and again. This is a story that keeps, it's like an onion. You peel off a layer and there's another layer and another layer. Staffing issues have become a real problem, not only for airlines, restaurants, warehouses, employers everywhere are short-staffed. They're really in trouble. Cruise lines are having a devil of a time getting their cruise lines fully staffed up, and it's in particular on their ships. This is where it's a real problem. The story goes that if you run a cruise line that starts and ends in U.S. ports, for example, so Princess, Holland America, Carnival, I mean, every cruise line, starting in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Galveston, Los Angeles, San Diego. You start from there, or Seattle, you're going to an international port and you're coming back to the USA. Every employee on your ship either has to be an American or has to be a foreigner with a work visa approved by the Department of Homeland Security. The problem is that the Department of Homeland Security has not been able to process up to 90% of the applications in the last 2 years. That's how bad it's been there. They have had staffing issues as well. And so there are some people still waiting 2 years after their applications were first made for an approval for a work visa that allows them to work on a cruise ship where they only stop in America for 8 hours. The ship comes in at 8 in the morning and it leaves that afternoon. I mean, you have to have the visa. It is a strict deal. The cruise lines are having a devil of a time. They can't fly these people in until they've got the visa approvals, and they're coming from the Philippines, they're coming from Indonesia, they're coming from Vietnam, Singapore. These distances are massive, and it's expensive, and they're really having a tough time of it. So, what's going on is a number of cruises are being canceled by cruise lines because they're shifting staff between ships so that certain ships are being rated for staff to be put on other ships. And as an example, the one cruise line, the cruise ship for Princess, I'm just looking for this one. The Diamond Princess cruise ship had to cancel 11 cruises this fall, as 11 in a row had to be canceled because the employees of that ship have been scattered throughout the other ships. The Pride of America, which is the Norwegian ship that services Hawaii, with only an American crew or green card holders, they have had cancellations and they've had restrictions because they can't get on the ship all 900 staff. They're only getting on 600, 500. So they have to reduce the number of passengers on the ship. Under U.S. Coast Guard rules, you can't have a full ship of passengers without a full complement of support staff. So there's this issue of, if you're short 300 of staff, you got to reduce your passenger count by a certain number more than that. So they got all kinds of issues. And then I read a story today. I was reading an article, and in the article was a little bit of news about how a veteran cruise passenger, a veteran of 60 cruises, they happened to be on a cruise ship that was, out at sea, and they knew that the ship was having trouble with staff. They certainly knew this. Not only were specialty restaurants closing on a rotational basis, one day, two specialty restaurants would be closed. The next day, those would be open, but two others would be closed, and so on and so on. But they also noticed glaringly that on the third, fourth, fifth day, there was litter, the garbage, flying around on the decks because there were not enough staff to pick up the garbage on the ship. So people would stuff garbage into a garbage can that was overflowing, and the garbage would fly out because ships rattle and wind and a little bit of tossing and turning. Litter was everywhere, and the individual passenger was so upset by this that she canceled her next several cruises just not to be on a ship right now. Of course, the other issue we're facing here is you're hearing this news every day now, and the cruise lines are trying to sell this as good news. Ever since the CDC basically walked away and backed away from making demands of the cruise lines, and demanding cruise lines to report positive cases and all this stuff. This all changed 3 weeks ago. The cruise lines now have been systematically cutting back their COVID protocols, safety protocols. And it's now to the point where, as long as you can prove you've been vaccinated, you can get on the ship without a test. If you haven't been vaccinated, you need to provide a negative test within 72 hours. And of course, the problem with that is that if you've been vaccinated, that doesn't mean you don't have the virus. You could well have the virus, but you're not feeling any effect from it. You go on the cruise ship as a positive passenger, not knowing you're positive, and you're now among 4,500 people, and there might be 25 just like you on the ship at every deck, the front, the rear, in the casino, in the restaurants, in the pool, walking down the aisle, and no one's wearing masks. So the virus is spreading out among others. And, the reality is the first couple of days you catch it, you don't realize you have it. You might go a week and not even know. You might go the entire time you have it and never know you were a positive carrier of a virus because you had no symptoms at all. Well, with 4,500 passengers on a ship plus 2,000 crew, we have 6,500 people who could catch this virus and spread it amongst their people. And the problem here is with the crews, these cruise ship crews, I'm sure that the testing is really being lightened up there. These folks are seeing 4,500 new passengers every week. Now, of the 4,500 passengers coming on the ship, how many are positive? The crew doesn't know. And how many passengers are being infected from the 2,000 crew members that don't know they have it either? And back and forth this goes, and people get home. 2 weeks later, they're at home going, I got the sniffles. I got a home testing kit. Take a testing kit, you're positive. Who gave it to you? How do you know? How can you tell from the airport to the terminal at the two airports, both terminals coming and going, the ship, the onshore visits? You don't know where you got this from. You don't know who gave this to you. And now you've got to get your immediate family tested. And around we go. It is really something. So this is something that, this is really something that's happening here. And there's no reporting on it now. It is all now buried. There will be no promotion from the cruise lines on this news. They're not going to tell you. They don't want to know. They don't want to collect this data unless absolutely necessary. They don't want to do it. And so now we're traveling in the dark in a way going forward. And if in the next 3 months, there's no testing required for anyone, whether you've been vaccinated or not, or there's no need to be vaccinated or at all to get on a cruise ship, it is the Wild West. It will become the Wild West. And now it's, are you taking your life in your hands now, or are you risking a bad cold? Hopefully it is. This virus, we all hope, is becoming a less of a risk every variant as it, weakens out. But there are those out there among us that have pre-existing conditions, and that might be devastating for some of us. I just don't know. We'll follow it, see what happens. That's all I can say. Tazier Travel, our next cruise is Carnival Freedom in September. Then 4 more cruises before the end of the year. Oh my gosh, that's going to be something. Kirk might have to do the same cruise I did, Carnival Legend out of Baltimore during President's Week next year. Brittany got another chunk of the puzzle into place. Well done. Alan, 54 is is my thumbs up number. Hi there, Bruce. 28 degrees Celsius in Calgary. Alan Carter, how you doing, buddy? I haven't. We met each other. Is it 2 years ago, Alan? Is it that long ago that we saw each other in person at the Starbucks over in the southeast part of town, if I recall? It's been a while, man. I hope you're doing well. Jeannie, Kirk, we did the Legend from Honolulu, Hawaii to Vancouver in 2017. We had a good time. RG, good day, everybody. Jeff, Port Monkeys YouTube went live an hour ago on Island Princess after lost power and engines for 15 minutes between Scotland and Iceland. Oh my gosh, that is not good. Unbelievable. Larry, what happened to the Global Dream? It's still in the shipyard, the Verft shipyard, 3/4 completed. Nobody knows what's going to happen yet. Jeannie, we have 2 Pfizer shots and 2 boosters and still wear our masks at the grocery store. We stay safe. Right on. Robert Blend needed the test 48 hours prior to sailing to Bermuda. Felt safe. Now that they've changed the rules, aren't the crews subject to an unsafe position? That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, these guys are vulnerable. Mikey Pitt, sorry for unrelated question, but you're a stock guy. I watch your second channel. What do you think about capital gains taxes? Well, it depends on where you live and what state you're in the U.S., what country you're in, of Canada, USA, the U.K., Europe, anywhere else. It's different everywhere. It depends on what the capital gain is on. It depends on how long it took to make the capital gain. It's all variable. But I do know that for some Americans, capital gains are tax-free up to the first $41,000 per year. For some Americans, you only pay a 15% capital gains tax from 41,000 to about 190 something thousand. And for some Americans, it's only 20% beyond that. For some Americans, Canadians, the best way to have capital gains is to not have them in your name or in your personal possession, but to have capital gains inside a corporate structure. Sometimes that's the best way to actually book capital gains and deal with capital gains. But again, I urge all of you out there, go to a tax professional for whatever advice you need on this area, because it's not my purview on that at all. But, we do the best we can with what we got. I'll tell you that. How are we doing on this thumbs up meter? Oh my, look at this. 61 have come in. We're only 39 thumbs ups away from our 100 thumbs up goal because of you beautiful people out there who are watching this show and reacting to the thumbs up requests. Thank you so much for helping us out, getting ourselves up to 61 thumbs ups. We do appreciate it very, very much. The cruise line business, folks, it's different now than it was. It's the same now like than before, but everything around it is so much more uncertain. We do have, unfortunately, airlines with all kinds of baggage issues. We have hotels short-staffed. We have cruise lines short-staffed. We have tour operators short-staffed. There's a lot of issues that we now have to contend with that we didn't have to think about before. It's been different. It's been a change. John Weir, Bruce, if you would start feeding wild raccoons on your show, you'd gain 10,000 viewers. Happy 5th. Thanks for the show tonight from John. Oh, thank you, John. I appreciate these tips because there's always ways, we could look into finding ways to build the following of this channel. I've had many, many suggestions, but this, I have to admit, this is the first time the raccoon idea has come up. That's pretty cool. Gotta say, I can't think of many other channels that have raccoon entertainment as part of their, forte. And so maybe we'd be so unique that the word would spread like wildfire, that there's this homeless Canadian guy with his Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife in a hotel in Calgary, secret location, with dancing raccoons on his channel. Man, I'll tell you that. We'd probably be one of a kind. I'll tell you that right now. John, enjoy your laughing and arms up. Thank you, John, so much for all that and your support. As always, it's appreciated. We are now 5 years and 3 days old on this channel since we started it from Creston in 2012. Thank you all so much for being here for most of those 5 years. Some of you have been here a long time with me, and I do appreciate it. I could say this with complete confidence and certainty. There's only one person that has been here for every single telecast, and that's me. I've been here for all of it. I haven't missed a single show, not a single time. I've been here for all 5 years. But a lot of you have been here 4+ years for sure. A number of you have been here for 4 years, 3 years, many of you for 3. And of course, the 1, 2, and 3 up to that. Thank you all so much for joining us. Folks, I'm going to say my good nights and wish you a wonderful week ahead. Please stay healthy for me. Don't get sick out there. And take care of yourselves. Join me again next Monday. That'll be Monday, August the 22nd for the sponsor member show. If you become a sponsor member of this channel, you can join me at 7 o'clock every Monday night for that show for just exclusively sponsor members. That's a hangout show. And then 8 o'clock right here for the big show, which we do. And it's a pleasure to see all of you every week right here. Same time, same channel. It's great to have you. Nikki, I look at my postcard from Creston every day. Stephen Butler, thanks, Bruce. Alan Carter, 3 years not covered, but 8 Avan rides to Asia in 2 years. I'm not quite sure what that all means. Robert, great show. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it all so much. Thank you guys for all your kind words and the thumbs ups and all your support, and all of you who are sponsor members. Thank you so much for doing that as well. I will see you next Monday, probably from this hotel room in Calgary, unless the authorities track us down. We get a whiff of that. We're on the road, and we'll let you know. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you Monday next week on this channel. Tomorrow morning, for those of you on Stock Markets with Bruce, we'll be on the air just before 8:30 for our pre-market show, and then at 8:30 for the first 2 hours. And let's see what's going to happen tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Jeannie, happy 5th. Catch up with you next week. Bye for now. Take care, Jeannie in East Tennessee. You too, Bill. All the best to all of you. And you take care now. Good night.